very happy birthday. It is your solar return. And coincidentally, we are also dealing with the, as we residual energy. And so when I'm reading this, I am still assuming that some of you have some things that you need to wrap up on your end. And I feel like a lot of it is financial decisions in nature. I feel like financially things are stable, things are really good, but I do feel for many of you there are a lot of uncertainties that you're planning for. So that means it's not happening for you for this month, but you're planning like longer term into your future because you are quite a planner. And you plan like 5-10 years down the line. You don't just plan for what's ahead of you the next week or the next day. And so you're thinking heavily about a lot of financial dealings that you need to wrap up on. You need to kind of like figure out how to induce closure in those financial transactions or in those financial situations. I feel like there might have been a little bit of strife between you and a business partner as it relates to financial settlements, as it relates to financial arrangement. One person has an idea of, let's invest the money this way, and then you, on the other hand, think that investment in this avenue is better. So I feel like there's a little bit of disagreement overall. It's not like, conflict, but I feel like disagreements overall with a business partner or even, like a romantic partner as to how to invest money, where we should invest money, who to give the money to, who can we trust. So trust issues as it relates to the people around you is coming up heavily for this month, where you're kind of sifting through who has been around, who needs what funds to be allocated to them, who can I really trust to manage and handle and take care of my assets. So I do see a lot of people who might be in retirement age thinking about, leaving your home so that you can travel, or, relocating to a different area so that you can retire, and you have a property that you might ask a company or an individual to manage for you. You might have a portfolio, like an investment portfolio, that you're also asking other people to manage for you. And I feel like you're being very conservative when it comes to choosing very low risk investment ventures so that you're not losing out on a huge sum of money when it comes to your retirement. And then I see for others of you who are not in that retirement, time period, I feel as if you're looking further afield to see like, okay, what are my skills? Where can I best apply my skills? So once again, this is an energy that has been coming in for the past 5 months. And I feel like many of you are not really taking the steps to maximize your skills, or at least to be in an environment where your skills can be put to the test, where your skills can be, appraised and appreciated, okay? So that's what I feel coming into the picture. I also feel like you are going to be in a situation where people around you, and I feel like family in particular, you're at a point where they feel like a huge burden on you. Either they constantly call you up to ask for financial support, or they call you up for emotional support, or they call you up whenever things go awry in their life. And you have to intervene in some way. And I feel like in the past, it was okay. In the past, you value yourself on being able to help others. But this month, and I feel like the solar eclipse, and also in the midst of the Mercury retrograde period, you might realize that people need to learn to, help themselves. People need to learn to manage things on their own, because you're not in a position right now where you can give away your energy and bits and pieces of yourself in order to help them deal with their own circumstance. So this reading is actually very similar to the Capricorn reading that I just did, because I do feel like, as the two helpers of the zodiac, I do feel like your patience is wearing thin with a lot of people, and you need to draw back. You are starting to feel the need to really pull back your energy and take care of things yourself, so that you're not emotionally not appreciate you know, the things that you bring to the table, okay? It's like giving counsel and advice to somebody who's not ready to hear it, and then they do the opposite of what you tell them because they're just not at that point in their life where they can take proper advice and proper guidance, okay? So that's what I feel coming through for some of you. I'm also feeling like a big need, feeling very stifled, feeling like a need to make some drastic changes within the housing environment. So, you know, feeling a little bit stifled and wanting to shift to a different home, a different location, just going somewhere else. And then for others, I feel like you are heavily planning for retirement. You're heavily planning. So you might not be of retirement age yet. For example, you could even be in your 30s. And you're thinking like, well, if I stay here, there's such great, you know, pension, such great benefits. But if I go here, I'm going to be so much happier. But, you know, as an earth sign, I feel like you're going to err on the safe side. And you're going to stay in a job where I feel like your skills are already maxed out, but it has so much perks and benefits and just long-term, you know, retirement, like stability, that you might stay there and forego the other opportunities that can give you a lot more emotional and job satisfaction. Okay. What I'm also feeling as well is it feels to me as if the home environment is getting smaller. And I don't know if you have recently added new members into the family, but for whatever reason, I feel like the cabins are closing in. You're starting to feel like very claustrophobic. And the bottom line is, it just feels to me like you have untapped potential and it needs an outlet because you're feeling a little bit stifled this month. And you're feeling as if like, am I doing everything that I can, you know, to have the life that I want? Am I living for other people, or do I need to start living for myself at this moment? The last message that is coming through here, I feel like there's a job that some of you are taking on. And it doesn't feel to me like it's a job that brings about, you know, financial gains, okay? It's just something that you do because you really love the work. And I feel like that alone is enough to bring you satisfaction. And that's fine. But I also feel like there is going to be money coming through regardless. So it seems like you might be like, okay, I'll do that. I'll help you out because I see like the value and the merit in what you're doing. But I feel like either way, there's still going to be talks about financial transactions, about payment that will be coming through for you. Some of you might have recently published something as well. I feel like, you know, publish an essay, publish a book, publish some papers, publish something where it's broadcast to the public. And you're waiting for money to come through as well. It is going to be coming through for you. If you're looking for publishers, I feel that they're going to be made available for you. And I do feel like the terms of the contracts needs to be negotiated. So there might be stalled, you know, negotiations. But I feel like the terms will be actually very good for you. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else. I just feel like demands of family will be a little bit more intense, more hectic, or a little bit more urgent than you would like. And so they're saying, you know, do the best that you can, but let other people take care of themselves. Okay, you need to draw back your energy and make sure that you properly take care of yourself. So let me talk about a few things here because there are a lot of people in this spread. So we have air sign, water signs, fire sign, all converging. So we have like all these three court cards, right? This is the Knight of Cups, the King of Wands, the King of Swords, and it's all converging here on the Devil. It's all converging. They're all looking in the same direction. So, Virgos, here's what I'm feeling. There is a pot of money. There's like a fixed amount, a pot of money, and it seems to me like it can be very big as well. Because the Devil, when I'm looking at this, it's almost like materialism at its worst. Because I feel like there is a fixed pot of money. You're looking at something. You're looking at this fixed pot. And on the one hand, you're just like, how do I allocate? So you might be in a position where you're handling or dealing with estate issues, or dealing with an inheritance, or dealing with something where you might be the executor of an estate, or a person in charge of a trust. And so you're just like, okay, I have this fixed pot. Everybody wants a piece of it. Everybody's coming in with ideas, with plans. And some people are very straightforward and honest, and they're just like, we should do this, we should open a business, we should do something that adds value, allows the pot of gold to build. So like investment opportunities, and they're coming to you and they're just like, you should do this, you should get on board with me. And then others, I feel like they feel a little bit entitled to it, so they might say like, I want what's mine, I want what you owe me. And I feel as if they might lawyer up, they might seek legal counsel on their own in order to get you to give them whatever it is that they feel that they owe you. And then for others, I feel like they want to better their own lives. They want to just, have a better life and to be self-sufficient. And so they're just like, if you give me this loan, if you give me this amount, I can get my life better. And so I feel like you're dealing with a myriad of people, and it can feel a little bit restricting. And I do sense for many of you, this is a family issue. This is a family members coming together, converging upon some major event that has just happened. And they're just like, even though they're going in different directions, they're very clear when they communicate, and they're communicating to you about what they want. And so at the center of it, you find yourself in this space with the devil, dealing with people who might have, that sense of materialism, that sense of entitlement, that sense of like, I want what's owed to me. And then at the same time, their expectations, it's like bearing upon you. It's like they're expecting you so much of you. And you're just like, I don't really know if this is a good place for me to be. It seems like very restrictive. It seems very confining. And that's not how you operate. And so on the one hand, you can take care of your own responsibilities, but if there are people constantly watching over your shoulders to make sure that things are done a specific way, it's really difficult for you. And I do feel like this is an energy that you need to break away from. And so that sense of like, feeling a little bit claustrophobic in the household, it's very crucial for you to not back down from this, but really stand your ground, okay? Because you have some really strong characters coming through, and they don't seem like they are conniving and, deceptive. They don't feel to me like they're conniving and deceptive. But it just feels like the demands, they're very clear about what they want. And so if you can't give them what they want, I feel like it's going to be challenging from your end. So that's the first thing that I'm seeing. Feeling as if there's a lot of people placing demands on you, and you're not really sure who to trust, you're not really sure which way to go, and you're not really sure because like it seems like they have, different interests. They have different ways of doing things. So in the process of pleasing one person, the other person is going to get upset. And then in the process of pleasing this other person, the other two people might get upset. So you're trying to figure out what to do. I feel like the advice for you, if you're in this predicament, legal counsel. So this is consulting somebody that can help, you see the forest for the trees, that can also advocate for you and show you the best course of action to cover yourself legally or to cover yourself financially. Because you're in a space where you're operating from a place of like love and care and kindness and nurturing. And if you're giving your power away, if you're constantly doing things for other people, then I do feel it's going to be very challenging for you to, feel happy without feeling resentful. A lot of the times we do things for other people, and especially if it's unappreciated, if it's unreciprocated, and it's also unnoticed, it can make us feel very resentful as well. So I feel like just beware of this, and don't make yourself, don't put yourself in a space where you feel like you're doing all of these things to please all the other people. And nothing is being done to please yourself, to take care of yourself, and to really make decisions for yourself. So this month, I feel like the constraints, the demands of situations and people around you, it could be family, it could be work. I'm seeing big family, big work vibe coming from you, where you feel as if, what about me? Don't you guys care what I want? And so taking charge of this, knowing that all the other people, they're operating from a different space, and you need to draw back your energy so that you can focus on yourself and what you want rather than constantly nurturing and caring for other people. It's not done in the spirit of selfishness, but I do feel the Mercury retrograde period has revealed more than anything to you guys that what really matters. You start to realize that life is really short, and you start to realize as well that in the process of taking care of everything, what is there that's left for you? And how have you given your power away to other people in situations that you didn't want to be in, but you still felt like you needed to handle it and you needed to take care of it? What I have here as well is the Page of Wands in the reverse. It's linked up with the King of Wands. So I usually think of this as a child, like a child that is physically your own child, or somebody that you're dealing with, possibly like a mother figure as well. And let me talk about this as a child first. We have here the Page of Wands. So this is a Sagittarius, an Aries, or a Leo. And this is, I feel like, a child for many of you. And then I also feel like a mother figure for many of you. It's linked up with the Empress card in the reverse position, okay? The Empress is the mother energy. It's somebody that is... let me talk about this first. Because I feel like this person, this Page of Wands, it's almost like the boy who cried wolf. Oh, I have all of these things that I need help with. Can you help me? I have all of these things that I need to take care of, and I can't take care of them. Can you help me? And it's somebody perpetually like asking for assistance. They might have issues when it comes to being independent, okay? And I feel like they're at a point where they're trying their best to be self-sufficient, to be independent. They might have a good job, they might have a good career, but for whatever reason this month, you're going to be hearing a lot of information about this person. And I feel like they're changing their life around. They're trying to change their life around, or they are changing their life around. But the way that they communicate is still a little bit problematic, okay? So if you're dealing with this person and you're not sure if you can trust them, I feel that you can trust them. In the past, they might have behaved in a way that is less than honorable, but they are changing their circumstances. They are coming into a place where they are self-sufficient, independent, and they're trying to change their life around. So I do feel, forgive and forget. And I also feel like, don't look at the person that they were in the past, where they're just like distorting the truth. The boy who cried wolf. Look at them as they are right now, where they're trying to get things in order for their own life. They're trying to better themselves, okay? So look at it as it is right now. And I feel like that can also help you learn to let go of the resentment from the past so that you can deal with this person, not in the spirit of helping, because I feel like he or she is already at a space where they can think and act and behave and, make better decisions. So think of that, okay? What I'm also feeling as well, for those of you who are dealing with this as a mother figure, we have here the Empress in the reverse. I'm going to be very blunt about this, okay? Because what this feels like to me is it's a woman that has not been shown a lot of love throughout her life. So she might be a little bit difficult. She might be a little bit on the bitter end. And she might also be, I want to say, like, as picky as you are, Virgos, and as perfectionistic as you try to be, I feel like that sense of needing to achieve, needing to be perfectionistic, needing to do things in a perfect way. This energy started at home. And I feel like you might have, a mother figure that is a little bit nitpicky, that where you feel like you spent your life trying to please. And when you as an adult now, you grow up and you feel like, oh, I don't need to please her, but deep down you still care about her. And so I feel like there's going to be some demands when it comes to your mother. And I do sense as well, once again, do not look at her as, when you were grown up, how difficult she was, how unforgiving she was. Look at her as she is right now, where she's a little bit lonely, she's a little bit isolated, she is reaching out for love and affection, and her energy is softening up. She's starting to understand and realize a lot of bad things about herself that she has done in the past, and she's trying to make a change. So I do feel like you're heavily conflicted this month. On the one hand, and it's kind of like counter to the Capricorn reading in a way, because I mentioned with the Capricorn people, they know that people can be very good or very, very bad. And when they see people going astray, they understand that innately, all it takes is a good mentor, a good guide to steer people back on the right direction. You, on the other hand, you're exhibiting the more extreme spectrum of it, where you've seen people at their worst. And once, somebody has burned you too many times, you can't help but see them as the person they were in the past. And so it's really hard for you to forgive. It's really hard for you to see, to approach a situation with like a clean slate, with a fresh pair of eyes. And so I feel like one of the major things that we really want to look out for and be careful with among people for the way that they are now. Because you have people from your past coming back here. They want to show sympathy. They want to show love. They want to extend a gesture of goodwill, possibly reconciliation, possibly an apology. And they want to come in to try to make the situation better for you. And you have as well people, especially children or people that you have dealt with, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. And this is somebody that is independent right now, and they see that you might need some assistance, and they want to come in and help. And I also feel as well, letting go of this energy, starting over, having a clean slate with that solar eclipse, things were eclipsed out of your life that was no longer feasible for you. And especially things that might have, you might have struggled with, and you're just like, I don't know if this is the right way to go. I feel like that was a major revelation, a major eye-opening moment for you. And now after that revelation, you're trying to sort things out the best way that you know how. And I would say like the mixture of doing things out of love and the mixture of doing things out of, that sheer sense of practicality, that sheer sense of self-preservation, that's what you're really struggling with for this month. And I would just say, the advice here is don't look at that person as they were in the past. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Give them an opportunity for them to prove themselves. And when I said that, an opportunity for them to prove themselves, I feel like it means like you need to hold certain, not so much ultimatum, but certain guidelines. If you can do this, then I'll trust you with the next step, It's kind of like hold them accountable. So if you can show me this, then I'll show you this. So don't give them the blank slate or the clean slate, the white card. Give them incremental responsibilities so that they can prove to you they're worthwhile and that they're trusting and that they have changed, okay? So let's just leave it at that, because we have a cluster of people coming in and you don't know what to do with this energy, because I feel like it's hitting you all at once. So that's just something I would advise for you, okay? I feel like a heavy energy here when it comes to children, your own child. And then I feel a heavy energy here as it relates to what do we do in a situation when we have total control over another person? When we have total dominion over another person? Do we try to, steer them the right way, or do we shower a bunch of love and affection on them and not hold them accountable? So that's a very similar message to Capricorn. So the first card that came out in this spread here is the Chariot in the reverse. The Chariot in the reverse is basically plans that are being stalled, mainly because you need to take care of practical responsibilities, okay? So if you have been thinking about travel, if you have been thinking about like seeing people coming to, even like traveling for retirement, there are going to be delays. So for those traveling this month, just anticipate that and, you know, approach it with a sense of humor. Otherwise, you're going to be a little bit frustrated. And I see as well some things that you need to take care of on your end, and especially when it comes to like health issues, as it comes to tempers flaring up, as it comes to like this sense of like, who do I trust, who can I turn to? Emotionally, you might be in a state where you feel like you can't really affect the outcome. It's going to make you feel a little bit frustrated, okay? So the best thing is, you know, take care of yourself, take care of your health. Travel, I feel like there's still residual travel delays for some of you. This is a card about working hard, knocking down responsibilities one by one, sending out resumes, sending out pieces of ourselves so that other people can examine us. So I feel some of you are applying for work. Some of you are also doing some type of real, like I feel like estate planning, signing all the papers that will transfer estate or property or assets and things like that, looking over portfolios, looking over things very, very carefully and trying to fix mistakes that other people have made as well. So this month, I feel like for Capricorn, the energy was very leisurely. They're just coasting. But I feel like for some of you guys, this is there's a lot of people and a lot of things that you're dealing with. And they're saying as well, you know, there is a legal counselor, somebody that you're looking up to either for legal advice or for, I feel like for assistance. For assistance. So you have a person, and I'm seeing a dark skin, I'm sorry, a dark haired person. So I don't know what skin color he or she might be, but I feel like a dark haired person, and they're helping you with some, they're like physically helping you fill out some paperwork. And I feel like I feel like, you know, the Mercury retrograde period might really interfere with your communications. It might also interfere with the way that you like to your work to flow. It might interfere with the way you communicate and the way you express ideas. So this person is going to be pivotal in helping you shape your ideas and to achieve what you want and to break you away from these creative blockages, okay? So things look good overall, Virgos. I just feel like there's too many people here for it to be, you know, completely calm and completely restful. So you need to carve out some time for yourself in order to fully rest and take care of your of yourself. Okay, do some leisure activity. I feel you don't need to have this many people crowding your space. Okay. So let me just see what's in store for you for love, romance, and relationships. And relationship for their solar return. Whoops. We have one more. Okay, so it is amazing to me how similar the cards are when it comes to the Capricorn reading. So you might be dealing with heavily with a Capricorn, or you might have some Capricorn planets in your natal chart. So first of all, let me talk a little bit once again, you have a lot of people coming through. So let me just try to find a way to make this situation, to like unpack whatever is happening here. So let me talk about the crowning energy. This is something that you are thinking about. We have here the Four of Coins and the Two of Coins. So we have a 4 reducing to a 2. This is like choices, options, minimizing choices in our options. This is also as well when it comes overall to your financial situation. Financially, I feel like you are with a partner and you're trying to take the relationship to the next level. You're trying to, buy property together, joint assets, join up all of your assets together. And things have been, even though things have been like topsy-turvy, because I feel like financially, I'm sensing in this, in that general spread, that you don't have any financial worries because all your bills are paid for. All the things that you need, you're able to buy. So that's not really the problem. But I feel with this Four of Coins, this is kind of like clinging on very, very tightly, clinging on very, very tightly to something because of stability, because of security, because we don't know what we would do without it. So it's like a perception that we don't have enough, and a perception that if we lose out on this person, what is really going to happen to us? So I feel like for many of you, there might have been a recent loss of a person in your life, or there might have been a recent breakup. And I do feel as well, now you're at a point where you're just like holding your feelings in and not wanting to express what you want out of new relationships, and especially not going out there to start dating. So I do feel quite a few of you are coming into this month single, mainly because, you have work and practical responsibilities that you're trying to build up. And some of you might even be financially, you're trying to build up your empire and you're trying to build up from the ground up. And so you're not in a point where you feel like you want to be expending your energy towards dating. And you are actually very fickle when it comes to, dating partners as well. You're picky about who you date. You're picky about who you spend your time with. And there's nothing wrong with that. So social dating might not jive well with many of you. So I feel like that's what's happening here. In the present situation, we have here the Knight of Cups and the Page of Swords. So first of all, the Page of Swords denotes news, communication, messages coming through, and I have here a water sign. So this is the Knight of Cups. So a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. So news, communication coming through from a person. And the Knight of Cups energy, this is somebody that I feel like it's somebody from the past. And I also feel this is somebody that some of you have been extensively, in the past you were extensively involved with them. And this is someone that is generally very caring, very loving. But they have issues when it comes to being firm, being able to make up their mind, being very straightforward and honest when it comes to communication. Not that they are deceitful, not that there was infidelity or anything like that, but I feel like they're very eager to please, and so they might surround themselves with people that were not good for them. They're also like able to rationalize, like generally Virgos, you like being around nice people, people with a moral compass, people who understand right and wrong. And I feel like with this person, they tend to justify, oh, I do this wrong action because of, such and such. Like they know how to rationalize, and they know to they know how to make a situation seem good when in fact it's not all that great. So I feel like you're going to be hearing or communicating. I feel like this person is coming in and they're communicating with you. They're trying to communicate with you. They're trying to explain their version of the story, and they're trying to, make this gesture here when it comes overall to, that they still care, that they want to make things right. So you have this energy coming through. In the past, we have here the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So very similar to the Capricorn reading. And what I feel with this energy here is, in the past, you were dealing here with some fire sign. So this is a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. The relationship was very turbulent. It's very fast moving. It fizzles out. It comes back together. It fizzles out. So I feel like some of you have dealt with this person, have left them in the past, a fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. But their energy keeps coming back. They keep bouncing in, and they keep, like, you keep seeing them. They might be very popular. You keep seeing them via social media. You keep seeing them via mutual friends. You keep running into them. And so their energy seems always to be coming back in. They really like you. They really, really like you. But I do sense that, they fizzle out fast. They burn out fast. And I also feel like they are very, very opinionated, very, I want to say, like, they call a situation out for exactly what it is. And for some of you, you might not know how to handle this energy in the past. It's like someone who makes demands, someone who wants things a very specific way, and they have trouble compromising. They have trouble understanding things from your point of view. And you feel like the relationship with them, it was constantly like a mental debate. It was constantly a verbal battle. And then for others, you might have been dealing with this air sign here. This is an Aquarius, a Gemini, or a Libra. Someone who is very, very intelligent, really, really intelligent. And I also feel like, you have somebody who's very honest here, but they travel so much. The Knight of Wands also indicates travel, movement. A lot of things are happening in their lives. They are also someone who's very popular, has a wide following. And so the relationship might have been very difficult to get off the ground, or to get off the ground in a very stable way. So these people are coming in from the past. And I also feel like you have either those people coming in, or you have somebody from the past that you are considering, like, should I rekindle? Should I apologize? Should I make amends, or should I invite them back in? Because I feel like you've got some good people in the past. It's just there might be ideological differences, and it's been really difficult for you to form a stable relationship with these two people. Okay, the foundation here is something that we know to be true. That's already happening, and it's going to be affecting your relationship. We have news, communication, messages here with the Page of Wands. This is usually very, very good news, but it's also news that could be coming in from a distance. And you have as well an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, somebody that is, they might not be available for whatever reason, or they might have left some things behind. They might have traveled. They might have done something. They might have left some things behind, and they're constantly calling you to, help out, to fix things, or to, give them a little bit of a helping hand. And I'm also feeling, this is a relationship partner here for some of you. Somebody who's very forgetful. The Queen of Coins is somebody, who handles her responsibilities in a very methodical, in a very good way. When it shows up in the reverse, she's like dropping her responsibilities, or she is in a position where she's like dropping the ball. They're saying, like, dropping the ball, not staying on top of things, not doing their fair share of the work, and not doing things that they're supposed to. So I feel like there's going to be communication from you to your partner for this month, back and forth between the two of you. Some of it could be at a distance. And I also feel like some of it is like financial related, okay, like financially linked up. If you are financially joined up, they might make an investment without consulting you. And you're just like, why did you do that? Why didn't you consult me? So I feel that energy coming through. Be very patient for this month. I feel like there's so many people, and they will, throw a wrench in the works. Things in your life are seemingly like smooth. And then it's the other people that throw a wrench in the works and throw a curveball at you, and you're not really sure how to respond. So moving forward, we have here the Ace of Coins. And this is a solidification of a relationship. This is building, nurturing, and allowing a situation to grow, being patient, and, giving things another try. So I do feel for some of you, there might be people from the past that you're really heavily thinking about, and you're just trying to find a different strategy so that you can have them in your life. And I do feel as well, We have here the Ace of Swords, which is breakthrough in communication success, reconciliation as well, hashing out something that has been problematic in your relationship and being able to find closure and being able to find kind of like a mutual agreement. So I do feel relationships being a lot more stable with earth signs, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and air sign here with the Ace of Coins and the Ace of Swords, so air sign Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. For some of you who have a water sign coming back into the picture, reconcile, hash things out, have that closure that you need, but I don't feel getting back together is going to be in your best interest, okay? Keep in mind the signs here. They're coming in and they represent, sun, moon, or rising. So it can get a little bit confusing, especially if you are cross-watching. So I want you to be a little bit careful. You have somebody here that is not really big on personal responsibility. And if that sounds familiar, just that might not be a good partner for you, because I feel like you pride yourself on taking care of responsibilities. You pride yourself on not being a burden on other people. So you need to find a partner that is just as responsible as you are, okay? But you have some really good things coming through here, Virgos. I'm really glad to see that for you. And I do see relationships being taken to the next level, being solidified, being, cemented here with an earth sign and an air sign. And I also have a water sign coming back in, and there's going to be, okay? And take care of yourself, okay? I'll be back next month for I'll be back in about 2 weeks for the mid-month reading. So if you'd like to book up an appointment with me, the information is in the description box below. And if you'd like to donate to the channel as well, it is greatly appreciated as always. The link for that is in the description box below. And also, as an aside, for that's available on my website, because I'm working on some other projects. So right now I currently have like 5 slots open. So later on, I feel like it's going to be, down to 2 or 3. And so if you want to book an appointment, just, keep that in mind, okay? So I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care, Virgos. Bye-bye.